Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Aso Tarot, and in today's pick a bracelet / card reading, we are going to be looking at who is stalking / spying on your social media and why. So this is actually a collab with the amazing Tarot with Tay. She is going to be doing on her channel what people's first impressions of you are based on your social media. So we've got kind of a social media theme going on today. As a member of the Tay gang, I would highly recommend you join as well. Tay is an amazing reader. She has super unique topics, and I truly just enjoy watching her videos because the topics that she does allows such unique messages to come through. Like, one of my favorite readings that she's done was it's something titled like how would a baby perceive your aura, and it just gave her the opportunity to channel messages that you wouldn't necessarily get from like a typical like how are they feeling about you reading or something like that. I just think that she's such an awesome reader, definitely very tapped in, and I love that she delivers messages with love but also with truth. Like, she's not going to sugarcoat things, and I just love how real she is and how true to herself she is. She is such a unique person, such a creative person, and I just genuinely enjoy her channel, and I think you guys will too. So if you have not checked her out before, please do so, and definitely send her some love. Feel free to go to her video first or check out her video after mine. Thank you so much, Tay, for collabing with me. I am honored to be collabing with a fellow Aries queen. But I think that's all I have. So let's go ahead and get into the piles. So we have 4 different piles for you guys to choose from. Starting with pile 1, we have this Rhodocrosite bracelet. And then for pile 2, we have this golden healer bracelet. And then for pile 3, we have this blue tiger's eye bracelet. And then finally for pile 4, we have this Seraphinite bracelet. So go ahead and pause the video if you need to decide which pile you feel most drawn to. It's absolutely okay to be drawn to more than one. It could be quite possible that multiple people are stalking your social media. So feel free to do whatever works for you. And then once you picked your pile or piles, you can go ahead and scroll down to the description box or the comment section where I will have all the timestamps for each pile listed below. And once you have picked your pile or piles, I will see you in your reading. Hi there, pile 1. If you guys chose the Rhodocrosite bracelet, this is going to be your reading all about who is spying on your social media. So I'm going to do an energy check first to see who this is. So if this doesn't sound like anyone you know, you can still watch it, and maybe it resonates for someone that is literally stalking your social media but you haven't met yet. Or you can check out a different pile and see if there is an energy there that you resonate more with. So to start, we have the empty room in reverse. We have Leo with I will. We have magic. We have dragonfly. We have salamander. And we have maturity. Oh, burping, excuse me. So this person doesn't have to be a Leo or doesn't have to have Leo placements, but it could be quite possible. That might be a dead giveaway. We also have the dragonfly here with air energy, so they could have air placements, which would be Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. But like I said, they certainly don't have to. This is definitely somebody who has a lot of pride, as Leos do. And with the empty room being in reverse here, this feels like somebody who maybe gets themselves into trouble because they kind of have this almost insatiable void within them where it's like an itch they can't scratch, or just a hole that's never truly filled. And I'm not trying to say that in a dirty way, but like my guides are in here like, that's what she said. I'm like, okay, come on. We're trying to be mature here. Maybe that's something that this person is growing out of. I don't feel like that you've talked to this person, or I don't feel like you've really interacted with this person in a while, which I think is partially why they are looking through your social media, I do feel like there is an aspect to your connection to this person where you may either like avoid this person because they don't necessarily have the healthiest like behaviors, or they don't treat you very well, or in the past maybe they didn't treat you very well and you knew that you didn't want that energy in your life. But there is this underlying current of energy where you do wonder sometimes, like, why do I still think about this person? Why do I still feel connected to this person? Because I do feel like this person is on your mind. You could have been friends with this person since childhood, or there could be a connection through like theater, TV, something like that. Another thing as well is that this could have been like a fling or a romance. Leo does kind of rule over all of those. I also think that this person is really good at putting on like a persona of theirs. I don't think that they reveal their emotions to just anyone, but I do think that you are very confused by this person, because I don't think that I think that you're kind of included in people that they don't necessarily reveal their emotions to. And I think that's partially because they actually really care about your opinion of them, and I think that they have a lot of pride about maybe mistakes they've made in the past. With maturity, I think they've had some clarity on things that they were wrong about in the past, or they've had clarity on how maybe just like their overall attitude towards life or their actions in general weren't necessarily fair towards you or towards people in your life. And I think that if you kind of have an interest in like the occult and things like that, I feel like this person really wishes that they could talk about that with you, because I just heard spiritual awakening. So it's quite possible this person could be awakening. And one thing that's possible about this awakening as well is that it could have been driven by an addiction this person is dealing with, or just this realization that the ways that they were going about trying to feel fulfilled were only taking them further away from themselves. I feel like with this dragonfly card, this person's mind is all over the place. They feel just very like, it's not spacey, because I do feel like this person has the ability to be very laser focused on things that matter to them, but it's almost like it's kind of jumpy. Like if they're confused by something, if something makes them nervous, if something challenges them, I think their thoughts race a lot. And I almost kind of wonder if this person maybe unintentionally hurts people because their mind just isn't focused on the same things. Like, this kind of gives me like ADHD energy. I'm obviously not diagnosing anything or anyone, but you know, sometimes people with ADHD can be like so focused on something in their life, or, you know, deal with things like time blindness, and, you know, may unintentionally hurt people because they're just unaware, unable to focus themselves back into the present and remember everything. You know, ADHD is not about a lack of attention. It's more so about the inability to control what they're paying attention to. And another aspect of ADHD, and I think just kind of part of being a Leo as well, is hypersensitivity to things like rejection. Yeah, I think it's called rejection sensitivity. I do feel like this person has a lot of pride and maybe a big ego. And if you rejected this person or told this person off in some way or something like that, I feel like they may be hypersensitive to your opinion, and that might make them nervous. But I do think that this person has been going through some sort of phase of maturation, and I think that this has been very necessary for them. But I feel like you get really nervous about being around this person or interacting with this person because you never really know what you're gonna get. I think with the salamander card especially, it's like they have so many different ways that they can show up. They do have a bit of a chaotic energy where it's like you may not know how they're going to show up or how they're going to act, and I feel like that could definitely make you a little hesitant to interact with them. I definitely feel like this person is not somebody who likes to admit that they're wrong or likes to admit that maybe they got something wrong, but I do think that they're having more awareness of how their behavior is kind of destructive and how they can definitely hurt people unintentionally because they're constantly chasing like the next interesting thing or the next thing that piques their interest. And I don't think that's a thing in terms of like people. It could be, but I think it's a lot more about their interests and their hobbies. I also think that this person has like a really unique hobby that I don't know if they share with a lot of people, because they're afraid of being judged or something like that. So I definitely think that this person has spent a long time building up a persona that makes them feel safe. I do think that you slightly saw through it, but I don't think that you were able to see how this person actually perceived you, because they are very good at keeping their true energy, intentions, and emotions under wraps. I do think that you probably feel a deeper connection to this person. You may see synchronicities about them. You may see their birthday everywhere, or like something related to them. It's quite possible as well, maybe this person has gotten into, like I said earlier, like occult things. And if you're interested in them as well, I think that they may stalk your social media because they're curious about like what you're learning, if there's any information that you're putting out. I do think though that they are kind of on this journey of recognizing that they need to heal, but I don't know if they're taking action towards it. There's recognition, but not necessarily action to follow it. It's like they're aware that they need to heal, or that they need to do certain things, and maybe they're looking at your profiles or things like that to see if they can get any insight on your healing journey. I feel like it's deeper than that though. I feel like this person does really care about you, and I feel like if you're in the public eye, or if they're in the public eye, they might use like a fake account to look at your stuff. I do think that if you're in the public eye, they check up on you more than you realize. But I think if they're the ones in the public eye, then they definitely have like a fake account that they use to like look at your stuff. I also think that this person thinks about you maybe more than they're willing to admit. And there could be some guilt and shame around your past with this person, where like they may go to great lengths to avoid thinking about you. And I think as time has shifted, they've kind of been forced to face some of those energies. And now it's like they're kind of having to go within and deal with those things. It's almost like maybe looking at your social media is a way for them to feel close to you without having to communicate with you. It's like they want to know you're okay. They want to know you're doing well. And they're always pretty curious. For some, there's this insecurity, like maybe you've moved on, or they worry that you've moved on, which if you have, that is your prerogative and you are absolutely allowed to. But I feel like this person maybe recognizes that they have some kind of problematic tendencies, and they may just be, watching you from afar because they don't want to do anything to make this situation worse, and they also don't know if you would even give them the time of day. But I guess I'm supposed to pull why they're stalking your social media, so we're gonna do that now. But I kind of want to know why and like what they think, even though that's more like Tay's territory, so be sure to look over there. I'm just gonna kind of see their overall why and just anything else you need to know. So Spirit, why is this person stalking Pile 1's social media? Eight of Swords, yeah, that mental energy. This is the Apparition Tarot, by the way, if you were wondering. Yeah. We have the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, with this magnet here, there is some sort of magnetism between the two of you that I was kind of getting from that magic energy. You definitely have a mystical vibe to you, and I feel like you both kind of feel, oh my god, I just heard Willow Smith in my head being like, caught a vibe. But it's like you both kind of feel that underlying energy. You may have dreams about each other, or you may just like feel the other person's energy and just wonder like why. But what else? Why is this person stalking Pile 1's social media, please, Spirit? We have the Eight of Wands. I'm also hearing this song right now, 5 More Hours by Chris Brown, and I don't know how to say the other artist name. It's like Dioro or something, Deorro. We have the Ace of Pentacles. I do want to note that we have 2 8s out here, and Leo, the sign of Leo is mostly in August, which is another 8, but also the end of July. We have the 9 of Wands. Yeah, wow, okay. We have the 6 of Wands, and on the back of the deck, we have the Ace of Cups. Okay, we have 2 aces here. So yeah, this person is definitely... Oh, I'm hearing that 21 song, I miss you, or like Baby I Miss You at the beginning. I don't even know if that's what the song is called, but it literally just starts with like Baby I Miss You. And I do feel like this person misses you. There is a lot of physical energy towards you. I do feel like this person has a lot of desire towards you, and if there is a distance here, I do feel like this person almost considers like traveling towards you. I forgot to mention with the empty room, I was almost seeing like, I was seeing someone like take out a box of a room, like maybe you moved away from this person, or maybe you moved towards them. Moving could be significant here in some way, but this person is literally considering making a move towards you. And I feel like it's something that they themselves want to do, especially with this Leo energy of like, I will. I feel like this person, if they were the ones to create a situation here that wasn't necessarily good, or sever the connection between the two of you, I feel like they're recognizing that it's up to them to kind of take action towards things. I feel like they see you doing really well. And I think one thing, I don't really like this energy, but I think one thing that this person does is they almost kind of like torture themselves thinking about like all of the romantic interests you might have, or all of the, and I do want to mention it, if this is a friend, they are thinking about your romantic interests almost in a way of like jealousy, if that makes sense. But I do get the vibe from most of you that this is probably more than a friend. You could have been friends with benefits with them though. And I do feel like this person, when they look at your social media, they reminisce about like the good times that you had together. There may be like pictures of yourself like on nights when they were with you, or you could even have pictures with them, or pictures that they even took, and they reminisce on those times. But I feel like they see you out here like doing really well and being really successful. And there's part of them that like, I heard like, I want some of that, but it doesn't seem like they want to like leech off your success. It's like they almost want to know how you've come so far. They see you as somebody who is very successful. And yeah, definitely in like a work sense, I think that they're really impressed by you. I feel like they look up to you, and I think that they've learned a lot of tough lessons that have forced them to mature. Sunflowers could be significant as well. And one thing that I'm noticing with the dragonfly energy being here is like, I think that they may have projected a lot of their own insecurities onto you. And I think they're realizing the truth of that now, and maybe how unfairly they treated you in the past. With the Eight of Swords coming out here, I definitely think that this person is overthinking this by so much. I feel like they could have like nightmares, or they could have like daymares. I don't think that's a real word, but like nightmarish daydreams about like you telling them off, or you saying that you never want to be with them, or you just like kind of cutting them down in their ignorance. And with the Two of Pentacles here, it's like this person kind of weighs, and actually I think that this is what it is. This Two of Pentacles is definitely referencing this Eight of Swords and this Eight of Wands, where this person doesn't really want to take action towards you. So I feel like they stalk your social media as a way to get an idea of like what energies you're in, what you're doing. It's like this person has a very egoic way of looking at things, in the sense that they want to know what the outcome is going to be before they take action, because they are very afraid of not having the right reaction, or getting a reaction that they don't want. And so it's like they weigh their options towards taking action towards you and doing nothing, because they definitely overthink. This dragonfly energy really highlights this Eight of Swords energy, where they just are just so full of thoughts all the time. And I almost feel like too, their moods may change a lot, where they might be like, yes, I'm gonna reach out to pile one, I'm gonna apologize, or this person may not be an apology person, so they might just like kind of gloss over that. They may have their own way of apologizing, but it's almost like, I'm gonna apologize or I'm gonna do something, and then they decide against it at the last minute for some of you. For others, I feel like they run through their mind like all these different scenarios of ways that things could go wrong. I feel like they're the type of person who is like worrying about a bridge that hasn't even built yet. You know the term, like, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. It's like they're worrying about things that are so far into the future and theoretically can't even happen right now because they're not interacting with you. But it's like they're literally worrying about a bridge that hasn't even been built yet. And I think that they even get lost in fantasies about like someone sweeping you off your feet, or how, if you're with somebody else, like how happy you are without them, or something like that. And it's like they weigh their fear and their decision to just hold back with potentially taking action towards you. We have two major action cards with the Knight of Wands and the Eight of Wands here. And with the Ace of Pentacles being between it, I definitely feel like this person feels like if they're going to take action towards you, there needs to be some sort of substance behind it, because I feel like this person's words and actions haven't matched in the past. And so I think you have a pretty clear understanding that you can't just take what this person says at face value. Like, their actions need to back up their words, because otherwise that's literally just manipulation. And I feel like this person doesn't want to manipulate you, and maybe that's something that they've realized. Like, this person may have given you false promises in the past because I think that they genuinely thought that they could follow through on them. And I think that they kind of had this sort of realization of maybe they were overestimating things, or maybe they were conflating things in their mind. Like, I almost feel like some of their energy of like giving you these promises wasn't necessarily them consciously promising you something with the intention of not following through. I think that they had the intention of following through, but then life and their own doubts and their own fears and complicated energies, like things that I'm not being seen, but just like complications within their own life happened. And I feel like they lost their confidence and almost even forgot the promises that they made. And it just kind of feels like this enormous like clusterfuck of, wow, I really screwed up here. Wow, I really did some messed up things. Like, they may not have understood why your reactions towards them were so extreme in the past. And I think that they've had a lot of clarity since then. I do think that they are really curious about what you're up to. And with this Ace of Cups, I do feel like this person has a lot of emotion towards you, but I don't feel like they are necessarily going to reveal that. I wonder if they're almost waiting for the universe to give them some sort of opportunity, but they might create that opportunity themselves. The thing is, though, is that this Eight of Swords energy is really powerful. So the energy and the intention there is present for this person to want to offer you something, or they want to learn more about you. They want to learn more about your journey and your successes and what you've been up to. And because I think they've seen that you've matured a lot as well. But I feel like they're almost afraid of getting too invested and not being able to follow through. And so it's almost like they're holding back until they know that they can actually follow through on something. I feel like there is this kind of Seven of Swords energy where it's like they're not going to come forward until they feel like they have a master plan and like know what they're going to do. They are pretty funny too, I'm not gonna lie. It might be kind of hard to resist them at times, and maybe that's why you've kind of shut them out. I feel like they recognize that they've played a lot of games, and I feel like they've been working on that. They've been working on being more solid and more dependable, but I do think that they have issues with self-worth. And so I feel like when they look at your social media, it's just like they want to be close to you, but they are afraid of actually reaching out to you. And so when they look at your social media, it's like they just try to get as much information about you as they can. They try to see what energy you're in. They try to see what you're up to, because if they feel like, you know, you've moved on or you wouldn't be interested in them, I don't think that they're going to take action towards you, because I don't think that they can handle that sort of rejection. But they're almost hoping that the universe might create an opportunity, or like if they know you're somewhere, they might like pop up there or something like that. I almost feel like they're trying to, it's partially like they're trying to decide whether to do it or not, but also they're even wondering if they're worthy enough for it, if it's even worth their time to do it. I feel like they're going to come forward if they do, in a very lighthearted way, especially with the Knight of Wands being here. But there is deeper emotion behind it. With the Ace of Pentacles, it does seem like this person wants something more solid, but I don't know if they're going to let you know that right away. The biggest vibe that I'm getting is that this person is stalking your social media because they miss you. They are thinking about reaching out to you, or thinking about taking some sort of action towards you, but they're not sure yet. They're very worried. They're very afraid. They have a lot of regrets and shame about the past, and I think that it's easier for them to run from these energies than it is to stick around and hold on to them. And so as a result, I think right now they're very much in this energy of just waiting, but also using your social media as an excuse, not only to see what you're up to and see what's going on in your life, but to feel close to you without actually reaching out to you, because that's a little bit too overwhelming for them. So that's why they're stalking your social media. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish this reading off with a little bit of advice from Spirit for you. I love these cards. I don't know why I don't use them more, but these could have something to do with the reading. They could have nothing to do with the reading. I just genuinely enjoy them. So the one that popped out is Holly Poppet and Endress, be the reason somebody smiles today. What else? What other messages do you have? I think, speaking of this, actually, by the way, I think that if you have a positive impact in a lot of other people's lives, I think that this person feels a lot of pride to say, like, oh, like, I know pile one. Like, they might brag about you to their friends, or like brag about your success, but I don't feel like they would ever admit that there was like feelings there. There's kind of like an egoic thing. Like, if you've had a physical connection with this person in the past, I feel like this person would be like, yeah, like I was with pile one or something like that, which is totally making me roll my eyes. But you know, it is what it is. I wish I could be there and be like, yeah, and you were super lucky. So I would snap at your person in a very sassy way. What else, Spirit? We have Benedicta. Every day is a new opportunity to be a more daring version of yourself. We have two. We have Jupiter Cryox, explore the unknown. And we have Polly, Pumpkin, and Finn. If there was ever a time to follow your passion, now is that time. And on the back of the deck, we have Rowan with let music be your nourishment. So another thing I did want to say as well is that if you and this person have similar interests, they might look to you as like an inspiration, as somebody that they really want to emulate as well. And so partially them reaching out to you, they might reach out to you under the guise of like, oh, I want to talk business. I want to talk about your success. Like, I want to get notes from you. But there's like a deeper energy here of like this person wants more maybe than they let on. So Pile 1, I'm going to leave this reading here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much for watching my ads. That is the simplest and easiest way to support me. But if you'd like to support me in other ways, you can like this video, you can comment down below, you can subscribe if you haven't already, and click that little bell to be part of my notification squad. Be sure to check out Tay's video. That will be linked down below as well. Thank you so much again, Tay, for collabing with me. You can also check out my social media, which is linked below, but do be aware there's a lot of scammers impersonating, pretending to be me. So yeah, if it's not linked below, it's not mine. And just as a reminder, I do not offer personal readings. And finally, I do have merch as well if you're interested in that. So that is all I have. Thank you guys so much for watching and for letting me be a part of your energy. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you're watching this video, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye. Hi there, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading, and thank you for being here. If you guys chose the Golden Healer Bracelet, this is going to be your reading on who is stalking your social media. So if this doesn't sound like a person that you know, this may be someone who you don't know yet that is stalking your social media, or I would recommend trying a different pile. And seeing if an energy sounds like somebody you know instead. So to start, we have the Sun with Spirit. You guys actually got 2 of these cards. So we have the Fault Line and the Unseen. We also have the Elephant. We have Anubis. We have Sasquatch. And finally, we have Commitment. Okay, I'm getting a lot of different energies, so I'm gonna kind of list them off the bat. The first one is kind of off topic, but I feel like it's a relevant message for quite a few people, or just a few people. But if there is an ancestor of yours or a family member of yours that has already passed on, that you feel like is communicating to you through social media or sending you signs through social media, this is confirmation that that is absolutely happening. This could also be a deity, like Anubis, for example. I just heard Aphrodite, and what was the other one, Spirit? Ra. Any Egyptian deities, if I'm being honest, or Egyptian, you could have had past lives in Egypt or something like that. You could have Egyptian ancestors or have Egyptian ancestry, which is anyway, okay. So if you had someone pass on that you never really got to resolve something with, I feel like they're coming through, and maybe coming through your social media to let you know, like, not to let that be something that weighs heavy on you. There is forgiveness there, and this person just wants you, or this soul, I guess, wants you to live a happy life and wants you to know that there's no hard feelings and that they love you, and that they're watching you from the other side, and they want you to know that they haven't gone away, they've just changed form. Now, getting into people that are still on this physical plane, this is a really interesting energy. For some of you, this could be somebody that you are married to and in separation with. For others, this could be somebody that maybe you have a connection to, but they're quite literally with someone else. This could also be somebody who you had a falling out with or a disagreement with that you don't communicate with now. This person definitely has a very auspicious energy to them, and I do feel like they go to great lengths to not let you know that they are watching you. Like, literally with the unseen, it's like they do a good job of covering their tracks. And with the Fault Line here, I do feel like there could have been a disagreement between the two of you, or this person could quite literally be struggling to hold themselves back from you. This could be somebody who desires commitment with you or had commitment with you in the past. There's a lot of different scenarios that I'm seeing coming through here, but with the Sun and Spirit here, I do think that there is a spiritual draw to this person. Like, you could have a spiritual connection to this person, or this person could just be highly spiritual. I do think that this person actually is pretty spiritually evolved, especially with the Elephant card being here. But maybe one challenge that you faced with this person is that they have a hard time seeing things from any perspective other than their own. Or, like I said earlier, this person could be involved in another commitment or involved in something that causes them to not interact with you. I do feel like this person tries to be fair, especially with the Anubis card being here. This is all about truth and justice. This person could be in law school or be a lawyer or a paralegal or be involved in the justice system in some way. I do feel like this person really cares about doing the right thing. We have tons of fire energy here, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, so they could have those placements, Leo especially with the sun being here. But I do feel like this is somebody who does have a pretty big reputation. They could be in the public eye, or they could be like a leader of some kind. I just heard law firms, so like maybe they even have their own law firm or something like that, or that's something they're aspiring to. They do seem to have a natural charisma to them, where they may almost they could draw a lot of people towards them. And maybe this is somebody that you haven't seen in a really long time, or somebody that you haven't seen in so long it almost feels like they're not real anymore. With the commitment card being here, maybe this is somebody that you are committed to that you just haven't seen. I don't feel like that's the case for a lot of you. I feel like with this commitment card as well, this could be somebody who maybe wants a commitment with you or wants something more with you, but they feel too afraid to really put themselves out there. They do have quite a mysterious energy where they don't really want you to see them clearly. And I think that that's because they're either not being fully transparent, or they're not wanting you to know that they're checking up on you, especially if they are already involved in some sort of commitment or they have a whole life of their own. I do feel like they wonder about you a lot. We'll get into why later, but I definitely feel like this is somebody who's trying to right past wrongs. And maybe if you have had some disagreements in the past or did have a falling out of some kind, this person does want to make amends for some of you, but for others, I feel like maybe they just check up on you, but they have no intentions of actually reaching out or apologizing, because they might believe that they didn't do anything wrong, or they might be too proud to say how they truly feel. I do feel like this is someone at the very least that you have had could be a physical connection, but not in it could be in a sexual way, or just in a literally you've been with this person, you've interacted with this person on the 3D. I don't think that this is somebody that you've just interacted with online, though it could be. But I think the biggest thing here is that this person has a lot of masculine energy. They have a lot of pride. They could be pretty prideful in general. I do feel like with the fault line, they do kind of have this energy where they are maybe very good at, what's the word? Eluding responsibility or avoiding responsibility. There's kind of this energy, well, it's not my fault. Well, I didn't do that. I feel like this person kind of maybe goes the extra mile to make sure that they can see themselves in a good light. But at the same time, they do have a very powerful energy. So I almost feel like this person has maybe been doing a lot of shadow work or doing a lot to heal themselves, and maybe they're recognizing where they haven't been very fair in the past. They're overcoming a lot of blocks is what it looks like in their own life. And it does seem like they stalk your social media quite frequently, actually. And I think that you either have no idea, or if you've noticed somebody watching your social media that you don't know who it is, you would never guess it was this person. This person does just have such an outward, external energy in person, but I do think they do a very good job at keeping their online behaviors under wraps. They could be very technologically advanced. They could know a lot about hiding their identity, things like that, using VPNs and things like that. This could also be someone who's interested in conspiracy theories, or they could be a very outdoorsy person. I do feel like this is someone more extroverted and somebody that has a lot of friends or has a lot of people that's drawn to them. And I also feel like this person is very scholarly. Like, even if it's not in like a traditional way where they have a lot of degrees, I do feel like they're very well read and they do enjoy learning about a lot of stuff. Like, I feel like this person would really enjoy like documentaries and things like that. I almost feel like maybe they're a little uptight when it comes to things that they're closed off to. Like, this is somebody who wouldn't sit down and like watch a crazy reality TV show, you know what I mean? Like, they would just be judging it the whole time and things like that. They kind of have this hoity-toity energy, or like they do feel that they are above things. But almost with like the Sasquatch looking here, maybe this person is a commitment phobe of some kind, or maybe you wanted a commitment from this person and they couldn't follow through, and maybe that's something that they regret. But they could be like a bigger person overall, or they could just have a really big personality. What I do see here is that whatever their sun sign is, they have a lot of, they display a lot of those traits. So maybe their sun sign and their rising sign are the same, or they just have this very magnetic and infectious personality where a lot of people are drawn to them. They do kind of almost have this otherworldly energy to them. And I do think that this person may make you feel a little insecure sometimes, because there is so much interest in them and there is so much external desire for them. But I do think that this is somebody who is wise, somebody that maybe you trusted in the past to give you advice. I do feel like there's this energy here where the disagreements may have come from complications of something like that. But with the unseen being here as well, you may feel this person's energy around you and not quite understand why, or maybe vice versa. And that could be one reason why they're looking at your social media. But I do feel like this is a situation where there's a lot of unresolved feelings, a lot of unresolved things that haven't been addressed. And I feel like because this person places an emphasis on doing the right thing, they may carry a lot of guilt for not doing more towards you in the past, or being more upfront and transparent with you. So let's go ahead and see why they're stalking your social media and get to the bottom of this. So this is the Apparition Tarot, by the way, but Spirit, why is this person stalking Pile 2's social media? Why is this person... We have the Page of Swords. They're studying you. That's one thing that I noticed right away. We have the Four of Wands. We have the King of Swords. Yeah, I'm hearing the song Lonely by Justin Bieber. And I was hearing a song earlier, Your Love Is My Drug by Cashapp. We have the Five of Wands. We have the Page of Pentacles. We have the Six of Wands. This came out in the last position in the last reading. And on the back of the deck, we have the Ace of Swords. So I definitely think that they are in this energy of wanting to know if you're good. Like, they stalk your social media because they just want to know how you are. This is a side note. If you got married recently, or like if you're in a commitment of some kind, I feel like this person is a little bummed out about that. I do feel like they consider communicating with you sometimes, but they don't necessarily have any sort of substance to communicate with. With this Temperance card here, if they are with someone else, they might have dreams about you, and it's like incredibly uncomfortable. Like, I'm seeing right now, like they might have gotten in an argument with their significant other because they were like saying your name in their sleep or something. With this Ace of Swords here, it's almost like they want more clarity on you. Like, they want to know what you're up to. And I do feel like they want to speak their truth to you, but I don't feel intention to do so. With the Page of Swords and the Page of Pentacles, I feel like this person, even though they have such a big, wise energy, I don't feel like they're very good at necessarily admitting when they're wrong or admitting their faults. It's almost like maybe they have trouble literally seeing how they attribute to conflict or how they attribute to things. With the Five of Wands, it's like they feel really conflicted about what to do towards you. And I almost feel like their way of checking up on you is stalking your social media, because maybe if they're worried if they reach out to you that there will be another argument or something like that. They want to see you succeed, but there is a lot of pride here where like they just don't want to be the one to admit that they were wrong. They also may have a lot riding on their public image or their public perception. They don't want to lose their reputation. They don't want to lose what they've built. And I feel like with the Page of Pentacles here, I feel like they didn't recognize the potential that you and them had together or something like that. If you have children or a child, this person may have been attached to them. I don't feel like this person is like the parent. They could be, but I almost wonder if like this person met your children or something like that, and they also stalk your social media to see how they're doing, because I think that they care about them. But with this King of Swords here, I definitely feel like this person plays it really cool, and they almost just stalk your social media to see if you're happy, to see if you're doing well. Sometimes they want to reach out to you, but I feel like they always restrain themselves at the end of the day. It's like maybe if the opportunity came to them to speak their truth, they would, but I feel like they don't really know what their truth about this situation is. It's like, you know how like when you go to a museum, you kind of contemplate paintings and contemplate their meanings, if you're actually paying attention to it. It's almost like your social media is a museum to this person, and they just contemplate things. Like they may ruminate over the past. They may wonder what could have been, or what if they had done something different. They wonder what you're up to. They feel like your social media doesn't really show much. Like they get kind of frustrated because they wish they could see more about you just from what you put out there. You may also be very hard to like track down. Like maybe your socials are under like pseudonyms or things like that, and I feel like this person has found them though. Like it took them a while. Like I'm hearing in my head like they had me in the first half, I'm not gonna lie, but they may have found it through a friend of a friend or something like that. Or maybe they found it but they're not able to access it because it's on private. I definitely think that this person has this kind of cool detached demeanor when it comes to you, where they kind of just study you and they just want to check in on you, but they don't seem to have any real intentions of like resolving things or anything like that. And I think that's partially because they've created their own world of delusion when it comes to the situation, where maybe they're not delusional, but I feel like they just tell themselves the things that they need to hear to not take action that maybe their heart would want them to, because they're definitely in their head when it comes to this connection. And I feel like they almost wonder, like they almost hope that you might reach out to them. Sometimes they hope that they can like accidentally like a picture and it might invoke you to want to reach out to them. But I don't think that they don't feel like they can take action. It's just that they like to keep up on you, but they don't want to face the past or face what's going on. Or maybe they quite literally can't. There is this part of them, I feel like they're very emotionally shut down and shut off. There is an egoic nature to them where they don't necessarily want to admit that they might be struggling. I feel like, especially if they have recognition around maybe spiritual gifts or like around what they've achieved, I feel like they really have a hard time admitting when they're wrong or admitting fault in any sort of way. So it's kind of just like they just like to see what you're up to. They have this fondness for you, but they don't have the ability to get over themselves in order to maybe resolve this situation, or maybe you won't allow them to do that. Like maybe you blocked them, and so they have to like look at your stuff through a fake account or something like that. But rest assured, they definitely check up on you, and they definitely want to see how you're doing. And there's a part of them that's really happy for you when they see you doing well, but there's also a part of them that wish they knew if you missed them or not. But I almost feel like them knowing if they missed you or not is just so that they could have the satisfaction. It's like if they knew that you missed them, I feel like they would be almost less involved in your energy, because then knowing that there was something deeper there, it's like that would overwhelm them and stress them out, and then they would just feel even shittier. It's like they want to know that you're doing okay, and they almost want you to not like them because they have this almost need to be punished by the universe. They feel like they deserve it. I definitely think they like fight any sort of feeling that they have towards you. If you have a dog, they might really miss your dog. If your pet has its own profile, they definitely they stalk that a lot as well. Like they have lots of different, if they do have a significant other, this significant other may have caught them stalking your social media, and that could have created an argument as well. So I feel like this person has to be really careful about when they look at your stuff and things like that. But I feel like they kind of idealize you, and you're kind of like a fantasy to them that they feel like they can't have, or they feel like they will never have. And so that's kind of just how they go about things. They just kind of like, oh, like you're a pipe dream for them that they feel like they can't have because they didn't make the right decisions, or you're too good for them, or they messed up, whatever their reasoning is. And so I think that they just look at your social media as a form of escapism, as a form of thinking about what could have been, thinking about the past. Like you could be the one that got away or something like that. And I feel like it's just there's kind of this annoying self-righteous energy to them where they almost keep up on you to make sure you're doing okay. There's kind of this protective energy there. But yeah, they've got a lot of work to do on themselves, I feel like. And maybe when they look at your stuff, it's kind of like you help them escape from their current reality and escape from what could be, and or escape from what is to think about what could be or could have been. And yeah, I think that's why they stalk your social media. I feel like they never fully got resolution. I feel like there's still a lot of things that were left up in the air between the two of you. I feel like this person wishes that they could have a successful outcome in this situation and have a good resolution, but they feel like for whatever reason that's just not possible right now. And so I think that they check your social media, especially if they know you have like a celebration or something like that, because they want to see you like either all dolled up or like just looking really good, or they just like to know that you're doing well, because this person just hopes that you're not missing them too much, or you're not wishing that they were around. They almost feel like you're better off without them. And yeah, there's a lot of self-deprecation here where it's like they almost can't help themselves when they look at your social media, but they do at the same time feel kind of crappy about themselves after they do as well, because it's just like once they're done, it's like back to reality, and I don't think they like that. So that's why they're stalking your social media. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this reading off with a little bit of advice for you. Oh wait, there is a card in here. Okay. Yeah, we have the 8 of Wands. I feel like this person wishes that they could take action towards you, but I don't know if they necessarily ever will. It's almost like they wish they could just like run away with you or something like that, or just tell you the truth or something like that. I feel like they wish they could have taken more action. It's like a could have, would have, should have energy. But yeah, I don't think that they do. This is kind of TMI, but they may use your picks to get off, if you know what I mean. But if you're underage, that message is not for you. Okay, anyway. Let's go ahead and finish this message off with some messages from Spirit. So, Spirit, what messages do you have for pile 2, please? We have Sir Edward. Your biggest fear might just contain your greatest growth. We have Miss Hebe Hoot. Being weird is a side effect of being awesome. We have Rowan. Let music be your nourishment. This person may also give you messages through music. Oh, this is my favorite card. We have Daddy Tequila Sundown. You are the beat of your own drum. And on the back of the deck, we have Marionette and Dust Bunny. Fitting in is boring, be fiercely you. So yeah, I feel like Spirit's just encouraging you to continue to do you and to not let this person's energy affect you too much, but that may be easier said than done. I feel like you're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place with this situation where it kind of feels like it's out of your hands and you just kind of have to deal with the energy as it comes. But good on you for doing you and just trying to move forward anyway. I feel like if this person comes forward, it's going to be after some major breakthrough. And I don't know if I see that happening in the near future. I feel like it takes, even though this person may be more evolved, it takes a lot for Spirit to be able to get through to this person sometimes because they may have such a one-track mind. It's hard to show them anything else. So pile 2, I'm going to leave your reading here. Be sure to go and check out Tay's video if you haven't, but that is all I have. So thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much for watching my ads. That is the simplest and easiest way to support me, but if you'd like to support me in other ways, you can like this video, you can comment down below, let me know how it resonates. You can subscribe if you haven't already and click that notification bell to be part of my notification squad. If you would like to check out my merch, that is also linked below, and my social media as well, though do be aware I have a lot of scammers pretending to be me. So if it's not linked from my channel, it's not mine. I do not offer personal readings, and I will never try to solicit a personal reading from you in your DM. So just be extra careful and make sure it's actually me. So that is all I have. Thank you guys so much. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you're watching this video, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye. Hi there, pile 3. If you guys chose the blue tiger's eye bracelet, this is going to be your reading on who is stalking your social media. So if this does not resonate or sound like somebody you know, this may not be your reading. It may be somebody you don't know yet that is literally stalking you, or it's quite possible there just may not be a message for you in this reading. So let's go ahead and look now. So to start, we have the vow in reverse. We have the 11th house with friends. We have the badger. We have solace. We have security. And we have shark. So this is kind of pretty straightforward. I definitely think for most of you, this is an old friend, somebody that maybe you had shared a mutual friend circle with. For some of you, this could have been someone more than a friend, but I feel like for the vast majority of you, this is going to be somebody that you were in a friendship with that I feel like did not end on very good terms. I feel like this is somebody who is really insecure, if I'm being honest, and I feel like this person made a promise to you that they didn't keep, and that's why we have the vow in reverse. Maybe they fell through on something, or maybe they disappeared suddenly, like they ghosted you or something like that, because the 11th house can talk about like disappearances and reappearances. With solace here, I do feel like this person has a very almost kind of self-centered energy where they are very much focused on themselves first. There is this kind of instinctive survival mechanism within them where they are going to do whatever it is that they need to do to keep themselves first and protected and safe. I feel like they are not the type of person who is going to really allow allow themselves to be vulnerable. I feel like they do a lot to make sure that they feel safe. And with this shark card being here, this person could be a water sign or have water placements, which would be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And with the 11th house, we also have Aquarius energy. I do feel like that this person may actually stalk your social media through mutual friends' accounts. Like, they may not do it on their own account. But I do think that this is somebody who has kind of a defensive energy to them and maybe puts up a big front. I feel like this person acted in very sneaky ways towards you, and it's actually quite possible you could still be friends with this person, and some truth may come to light soon. I don't want to like worry you. I feel like for the vast majority of you, this is definitely in the past, but I feel like if you have a friend that you feel like has just been acting kind of shady, or like you feel like something's not right, I think that there may be some truth to that. I feel like this person does have a very my way or the highway kind of attitude. And I feel like they may do a lot to kind of escape from their own emotions or escape what they're experiencing. I also feel like they have a very delicate emotional space where if they're faced with some sort of uncomfortable truth, I think that they can lash out in ways that maybe they're not proud of. I also feel like with the 11th house being here, this person has a deep desire to make their mark in the world. And if you kind of already have a more secure sense of self, or you understand yourself more, there may be some envy on this person's part where they wish they had the same energy. I don't think that this person looks at themselves in a very high regard. I think if anything, they wish they were more confident. Like, they wish they didn't have to put on such a facade. I also feel like this person may surround themselves with people that they can control, or like yes men, kind of, where they know that they won't really be challenged. And I feel like with this shark energy being here, this person has things that I've either never told you and the universe revealed them for you, or they just tend to be very hidden about their motivations and about their intentions, and they can kind of reveal themselves to be very dangerous. Like, I feel like when they're triggered, like I'm seeing, you know, like the black eye of a shark, like it's almost like they see nothing but the instinct to attack when they're feeling attacked. And I feel like it can take almost nothing or something very slight to do that. I definitely feel like this is somebody who recognizes that maybe they weren't very fair to you. With security and solace here, I feel like they felt very protective over you, or they felt like you were kind of a comfort to them. And I feel like they are very angry at themselves for sabotaging something like that, because they almost lost some of their security. But it kind of seems like they try to pretend like they don't care, and they try to pretend like it doesn't really matter. I feel like they might find solace in substances, like they might use them as a form of escapism or something like that. But I think more than anything, this is someone who's very headstrong, who will do a lot to protect their vision of the world and protect their sense of self, and anything that threatens that, they can get quite defensive over. So let's go ahead and see why they're stalking your social media. I think part of it, just right off the bat, is that I think they feel bad, but there's kind of a common theme in these readings so far, where it's like guilt and regret, but like not really wanting to say I'm sorry or anything like that. But let's see, Spirit, why is this person stalking Pile 3's social media? Okay, yeah, we have the Devil. We have the Two of Pentacles. We have the Three of Swords. We have the Sun. We have the Chariot. Yeah, there's a lot of major energies here. This could have been like a karmic partner in a platonic way. I mean, it could have been in a romantic way, but for a lot of you, I really feel like this was a friendship. Like this was not something that was romantic. We also have the Hermit. And on the back of the deck, we have the Two of Swords. Yeah, this person stalks your social media because they don't have access to you anymore, like point blank. And if you've moved on, like with other friends and stuff like that, I feel like they get really jealous of that. They get really, really jealous to see you happy with other people. It breaks their heart to see you happy. And I don't like that. I'm not gonna lie, I really don't like that energy. And one thing with this Chariot is like, they see you going your separate way. Like you've gone your separate ways. And it seems like they can't just go their own way and mind their own business. Like they have to see what you're up to. And I feel like it's because they haven't really healed from this situation, and it seems like you have. And with this Two of Pentacles being here, I do feel like there's some sort of like financial insecurity, or this feeling of like they have a hard time. Maybe they were jealous. Like if you're a really busy person, they may have felt like, or if they're still in your life, they may check your social media to see if you're being honest about like the reasons that you're not talking to them or something like that. I'm not gonna lie, this is not a very healthy energy. And with the Devil card being here, I definitely don't think that this person has very pure intentions. Like I do feel like there was kind of a toxic energy to this friendship or connection where maybe you both were kind of tied to one another, and now that you've broken free of that, I do feel like this person almost checks up on you in an obsessive way. Like there may be obsessive things where this person compares themselves to you, or feels like is really insecure about the fact that you're doing well without them in your life. Especially with this Three of Swords card being here, it's like it pains them to know that you're doing well and that you don't need them. And like I shouldn't be inserting myself, but I don't like that energy at all. And I think that if you're living your life and you're happy, like especially if you've gotten into a relationship as well, I feel like they're really jealous of that. Like maybe they have issues in their love life, and like they want what you have. There's a huge energy of wanting what you have. And I feel like they hate that they don't have access to your inner world anymore. Like maybe you used to be really, really transparent with them, but you're not anymore. Like you do your own thing, and like you very clearly moved on, but I don't think that this person has. So they kind of stalk your social media partially out of jealousy, partially to see what you're up to, partially because they may like, I don't like this, but I feel called to say it. They may like make fun of your posts or like trash you to like the friends that they do have as a way to make themselves feel better. It's entirely coming from a place of like insecurity and like wanting to feel better about themselves. But I feel like they see you out here doing really, really well, and they're really jealous of that. Like I feel like they're not in a very good place. And it's like since you won't give them access to your life anymore, they just, the only way they can feel better about the situation is by trying to bring you down to their level. And they would never do this to your face, mind you. It's all behind your back. And I feel like sometimes they pretend like they might rewrite the narrative to people around them. Yeah, like they're so angry that they're not able to control you, or they're not able to be a part of your life anymore. If you're somebody who's highly intuitive, I feel like they also hate the fact that like they don't have access to like your skills anymore. Like they may have taken advantage, like if you're talented in a particular way, or if you're a business owner or something like that, they may have taken advantage of what you do as a way to like they may just have taken advantage of what you've done and like not really compensated you fairly. I feel like with the Two of Swords being on the back of the deck here, it's like they don't want to admit the truth of things. They don't want to admit that maybe they were the ones that messed up, and they don't want to admit that you're doing better than them. And so I almost feel like they look at your social media as like motivation to like glow up and to do better and to flex, and like they might almost use your social media as a way to like make themselves feel better, where they'll be like, see, they only have this, or like they're only doing that, well, I'm doing this. Like it's a very, very like low vibrational energy. And literally it's like in this Devil card, it's like you're out here doing yourself, and like this, and it seems like this person is like looking behind them, like pretending like they don't care, but it's like they're this green-haired lady and this little guy behind the bars. It's like they don't have access to your life anymore. They feel closed out, and it's almost like they're green with envy, and they're angry that you didn't let them back in. And I feel like they took it really, really personally, and that's really not your problem. I also feel like with this Three of Swords here, it's like there's somebody who can't help themselves. Like they have low impulse control, and so I feel like they just constantly want to convince themselves that they're doing better than you. Like, I don't know if, like, even though you guys may have had a close friendship, I feel like this person always had a competitive edge to them, where they may feel like you may have seen them as like a true friend, but I don't know if this person has the capabilities of being a true friend. And if I'm being honest, it really just feels like, especially with the Sun card like being here, it's like they hate to see you doing well without them, and like they're jealous. And the funny thing is that like if you reach out to them and were like, listen, like I want to make amends, like I want to do things, like they would totally like, they would act like they've had your back this whole time, and that like they would completely flip their energy and be like, oh my gosh, like I missed you so much. And like they're fake. They're fake as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. They're super fake. And I don't like this energy at all. And I definitely just feel like they have some skeletons in their closet that they never told you about. And I feel like you have a purity to you that they're jealous of. And maybe like part of their motivation to be friends with you is to like bring you down to their level and be like, see, like pile 3 isn't that perfect. Like they have issues just like me and things like that. And yeah, this is not a healthy energy in general. This is just somebody who is jealous and maybe finds solace in tearing other people down so that they can feel better about themselves. So this is kind of straightforward, but that's what I'm getting. And man, I don't like this energy. But one thing I will say about this person, they're very lonely and they're very alone. Like they may have tons of people around them, but I feel like you connected with them in a way that not many people did, and your absence speaks volumes now because they recognize how much they screwed up. But I don't think that they could really change their ways or be secure enough in themselves to be an authentic friend to you. And so I feel like it's like they would rather just go on in life like not really acknowledging their part in this, or not really acknowledging the fact that they miss you, or the fact that they weren't fair to you. It's like a dirty secret almost, where they really don't like themselves at all, and they really don't. I feel like they definitely struggle with like anxious thoughts, and they may have issues with abandonment. And I think that they're very guilty of like projecting their own insecurities onto other people and making them like, and believing that people feel a certain way about them when it's literally the exact opposite, and people aren't even paying that much attention to them. But with the Sun here, it's like I feel like this person sees you as like the sun, and then they're kind of in this energy as the hermit. Like they only have this tiny flicker of a flame, and meanwhile you're out here as the sun. And I feel like they get a lot of anger out of that because they want to be on your level. Well, they don't want to be on your level. They want to be above your level. They want to be better than you. They want to be more than you. And I feel like part of their original intention of being friends with you is so that they could be on your level and hopefully surpass it and like push you down on their way up. And they're realizing like they really clown themselves. Like they're they're in a pretty dark place, and all they have is this tiny little candle of motivation, and I feel like they blow it out all the time. Like they can't even sustain that. And yeah, I feel like they feel really guilty. And well, you know, I don't even know if it's guilt. I feel like they almost feel like an injustice was done to them, but there's a part of them deep down that knows that this was their fault, but I feel like their ego won't really acknowledge that. And so I feel like they're carving this identity for themselves now, where like they don't need anyone, and they're like becoming really hyper independent. But there's this deep insecurity within them where I feel like they wish that you two were good again, but they would never ever admit that to you. Like their ego is far too fragile. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this reading off with some advice. This is honestly pretty straightforward. And honestly, I highly doubt you want to hear more about this, because it's not really a good energy anyway. Because I don't feel like this person really is going to change, at least not in the near future. And I feel like the universe has a lot of lessons that this person needs to learn, and you don't need to be a part of them. But Sir Chester's already coming out saying every day is a fresh new start. And Benedicta with every day is a new opportunity to be a more daring version of yourself. Maybe you found more confidence since this person has left, or maybe you feel just more like yourself than you did when you were around them. I kind of get this vibe from Spirit that like, maybe this person was really holding you back, and maybe like was really like condescending or passive aggressive, and maybe this person felt like you would never actually like walk away from them or walk away from this friendship, because they were maybe trying to create some sort of dependency. Like they wanted you to be dependent on them, and I feel like they really don't like the fact that you're thriving. What other advice do you have for this pile, Spirit? What do you want them to know? We have couscous. Gratitude shifts awareness, changing the world you see before you. Yeah, I think gratitude is something you practice. I don't think this person practices gratitude. I think they're pretty much only aware of like the things that are wrong or that they don't like. And with Elm, we have take a walk to clear your mind. So if this overwhelms you or like makes you really sad, I feel like Spirit is saying, you know, like these situations aren't typically black and white, and like you're allowed to miss someone and still love someone, but recognize that they're not good for you and that they're not healthy for you. I also feel like when you feel moments of weakness, like you want to reach out to this person, I feel like Spirit's saying, take some time and make sure you really want to do that before you open yourself up to this person. Because yeah, they just don't seem to have a really great or very helpful energy. And on the back of the deck, we have Passy and Jelly Root. Give yourself permission to cut loose. So I definitely think this is partially like, give yourself permission to have fun. Don't be so serious. But like, I feel like Spirit is saying, we wanted you to cut yourself off from this person. If you're not cut off from this person yet, I feel like Spirit's saying, if you feel called to, you should do that. But also like, you don't have to be there for everyone. You don't have to support everyone. Like if somebody treats you poorly, you don't have to keep them in your life. I literally feel like this is Spirit saying you were allowed to do that, and you don't need to be worried about this person. You don't need to be worried about their feelings. That's on them, not you. So pile 3, I'm going to leave this reading here. Be sure to go and check out Tay's video. But that is all I have for you guys. So thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for watching my ads. That is the simplest and easiest way to support me. But if you'd like to support me in other ways, you can like this video. You can comment down below. Let me know how it resonates. You can subscribe if you haven't already. You can check out my merch, which will be linked below, and you can also check out my social media. Though do be aware that I have lots of scammers pretending to be me, especially on Instagram. My only accounts are linked on my YouTube channel, and I will never solicit a DM from you, a personal reading from you in the DMs. So if you experience that, just know that that is not me. That is a scammer. So that's all I have. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you're watching this video, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye. Hi there, pile 4. If you guys chose the Seraphinite bracelet, I hope I'm saying that right. Thank you so much for being here. This is going to be your reading on who is stalking your social media. So if this doesn't sound like somebody you know, it could quite literally be somebody you know, or you may have messages in a different pile, or maybe you don't have messages at all. But the energy check in the beginning should let you know who this person is. So to start with this person, we have the Cave, we have the Wolf, we have Eye, we have Catfish, we have Gifts, and finally we have Mercury retrograde with Reinvention. So signs I'm seeing right off the bat, we have earth signs with the Wolf, so Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. And then with Mercury, these signs that are ruled by Mercury are Virgo and Gemini, I believe. But with that being said, I definitely feel like this is somebody who is a bit more introverted and maybe actually isolates themselves a lot. I do feel a very restrained energy from them where they feel very misunderstood. This could be someone who has like a crush on you, or somebody who maybe you only see as a friend, but maybe they see you as more. With the Cave being here though, this could be somebody who disappeared on you or went away. They do seem to be very family oriented, or they have a desire to have a close family, because for some of you I get the vibe like maybe this person doesn't really have a very supportive family, but they wish that they did. This could be somebody that's given you a gift in the past, or somebody that has some sort of gift, like drawing is one thing that I heard, or music, or it could be an athletic gift for some of you. I get less of a vibe that it's an athletic gift, but it does seem like this person is gifted in something and they don't really see their talent in that. I do think that this is somebody who is highly introverted and maybe socially anxious. I also feel like there's somebody who doesn't necessarily feel comfortable standing in their power. With the Catfish card being here, I do feel like, I mean, okay, first of all, we do have to acknowledge the fact that like the Catfish card is showing up in a social media reading. So maybe this is somebody who catfished you, or somebody who wasn't entirely honest with you. But that's not really the vibe I'm getting for a lot of you. I just felt the need to call it out because it's there. But for a lot of you, I get a vibe more like this is somebody who is in survival mode and also like has a hard time putting their foot down, has a hard time doing anything other than going with the flow. I almost feel like they do have these spurts of standing up for themselves and speaking their truth, but I feel like those are very few and far between, and maybe they've had poor experiences in their past where they stood up for themselves or spoke their truth and there were negative consequences as a result. I do feel like this person has a very keen eye. You may catch them like staring at you if you see them in person, or maybe they're really good at drawing eyes is something that I'm hearing. With the eye being here, maybe they have really beautiful eyes or really piercing eyes, or they just see things differently than most people. They could be like an observer type where they really enjoy observing people, but this is somebody who also has a desire to be someone that they're currently not right now. With Mercury retrograde being here and Reinvention, this could be somebody that you know on like a surface level that has a desire to get to know you much deeper. This is somebody that could come through during a Mercury retrograde, but the biggest vibe that I'm getting is that this person really wants to be anything other than who they are. I don't think they feel very confident in who they are, and I feel like maybe they hold themselves back from you, like they might put you on a pedestal or something like that. We'll see when we get into the tarot cards, but the biggest vibe that I'm getting for this person is that they, oh my god, I didn't even notice, like, oh my gosh, that's actually kind of giving me chills. There's literally eyes like peering through this card, and like I literally didn't notice it, and it kind of freaked me out when I realized it. I don't know why, but it actually made me think of this scene in the Scooby-Doo movie. I think it's called The Legend of the Vampire. They're like in Australia, and they're like exploring, looking for clues, and they like show their like flashlight, they're like shining their flashlight, and they just see these two big piercing eyes looking at them that eventually disappear. But I definitely feel like you're unaware of that this person is watching you. I feel like this person keeps very close tabs on you, and I bet you probably have no idea. They could keep tabs on you through a fake kind of like catfish account, maybe because they're too insecure to know that, they're too insecure to like actually let you know that they're looking at you. They're very afraid of rejection, and maybe they have a gift that they want to give you. Did I already say that? I might have already said that. If so, I'm sorry. But they don't see themselves as worthy right now. It's like they feel much more comfortable watching you from afar. I feel like they're in this process of trying to kind of glow up or be in some sort of transformation and shed their old skin. But I also think that they're dealing with the challenges of facing who they are versus the idealized version of them that exists in their head. I also think that there's somebody that maybe has a hard time speaking their truth. Like, they could be the type of person to say things and like they might come out wrong, and they might say things that sound awkward or not how they truly mean. Like, this person may have said things to you that were almost like borderline rude, but they like didn't intend it to be that way, and then they beat themselves up over it. But I also feel like this person sees themselves as like naturally unlucky. Like they almost have this vibe where they may not be very graceful, like they could be very clumsy, or it just seems like negative things follow them. And it could be partially because they invoke that, because they have this belief that that's how things are. I do almost feel like they could be going through some kind of dark night of the soul, or they could just be in a darker place in general. I do feel like this person maybe watches you from afar and kind of has this protective energy over you, but like I don't feel like they would ever really act on those feelings. Maybe in subtle ways. I don't know why. I'm getting like almost like Phantom of the Opera energy, where like this person, you know, maybe just kind of like, I haven't like seen that. I only know the synopsis like slightly. And I don't think it's that intense. Like, I don't think this person is like murderous or anything like that. But I do feel like they may just admire and idealize you from afar, and they may just feel like they're not good enough for you, or they may not feel comfortable enough to reach out to you or something like that. And so it's like, I feel like they stalk your social media because they are really interested in you. Well, I guess we're about to get into why, so let me grab the tarot cards. But like, for some of you, I feel like this may be someone you know in passing. This may be someone that you hardly know, or that maybe you literally don't even know them and they just know of you. Maybe you're more out there. Maybe you're more on like social media or something like that. But let's see. Spirit, why is this person stalking pile 4's social media? We have the 3 of Wands. They want to communicate with you. There's definitely that desire there. Yeah, we have the Knight of Cups. Yeah, this person has feelings for you, for sure. And they're not sure what to do about that, because they're not the type of person to, yeah, the star is definitely you in this situation. They see you as like the dream. And we have the Judgment card here. We have the Queen of Swords. We have the Page of Swords, and on the back of the deck, we have the 3 of Cups. It's underneath that, the 6 of Cups, yeah. Yeah, this person definitely has feelings for you, but I don't know if these feelings are based on anything deeper than attraction. Like, this person may just think you're very striking or very beautiful. You may also be in the public eye, and that may add to, like, their desire for you. With the 3 of Cups here, I feel like this person, at the very least, wants to have like a friendship with you. Like, they want to be a part of your life, but I feel like they're very afraid to like open themselves up to you, because maybe you don't even notice that they exist or something like that. With the Queen of Swords here, I think they're very afraid of rejection as well. And with the Star here, it's like they don't want to, they do idealize you. Like, I'm gonna say it right now, like they do put you on a pedestal, and it's almost kind of like this is energy where like this person would do anything for you, and it's kind of like not on an even playing field because they haven't really established that sort of connection. But yeah, with the Knight of Cups, this is definitely somebody who has a crush on you or has feelings for you. And with the Judgment card being here, I think they're very, very afraid of their fantasy of you being shattered, and I think that's also partially why they don't come forward. I think that maybe they're learning a lot from this, though. There is a slight part of me, though, where this feels like limerence. Like I feel like this person maybe wouldn't really ever truly reach out to you because they're afraid that, like, if they got rejected by you, it would completely ruin their fantasy of you. But also at the same time, it's like they feel this connection to you, like this deeper connection to you. And with the Queen of Swords being here, I feel like they could have like a female guardian in their life who kind of tears them down a little bit. Or maybe they're just afraid of, like, if they did put themselves out there, like maybe you would tell everyone and like they would make fun of them. This person does kind of feel like they're on the younger side, or maybe they're just more emotionally immature. But they stalk your social media because they have a crush on you and they want more with you, but they're too afraid to do anything about it. Like if they did reach out to you, it would be like a hi, or they would like slide up on your story, or they would like react to your story or something like that. Or they would like, I don't even think this person is brave enough to leave a comment, but if they did, it would be like an emoji. This person is very restrained and very held back, and they would not be very bold and straightforward. I do think, though, that they wonder like what you're up to. I also feel like they may kind of view themselves in this light where like, I would never treat pile 4 badly, like, and if they see people treating you poorly or something like that, like they wish that they could do more, like they wish they could be more. Yeah, because with that 6 of Cups, I do feel like they have very sweet feelings for you. But they also wonder if their feelings for you are just in their dreams. Like I do think that they have daydreams about you. They fantasize about you a lot. Maybe for some of you, this is like a childhood friend that you grew apart from or something like that. But I do feel like for most of you, this is somebody who has a desire to communicate with you, but I don't think that they're going to. Maybe for some of you they will, but it's only going to be once they feel confident enough. Like they might have to go through like a whole ass glow up on their own and to maybe really feel comfortable enough. But it's like they're like waiting for a time when maybe they can shoot their shot, but I don't know if they ever will. I don't know if they truly feel confident enough to do that. I feel like they like to fantasize about a future with you. I do feel like they have pictures of you saved on their phone. I'm sorry if this is like low-key kind of creepy, because I don't think that this person, I guess I don't want to say for sure, like this person could be kind of like creepy, but I feel like it's more so just, you're just a fantasy to them. You're just a dream to them. And I feel like they don't want that dream to be shattered, and so they stay in the shadows. And I also think that their ego couldn't really handle rejection. But I feel like their ultimate like pipe dream would be like to be with you and to celebrate with you and to be a part of your life. I feel like they study you. They try to get as much information from you about your social media. So like if they ever did get you a gift or something like that. I will say, if you got a random gift from a secret admirer or something like that, or like someone got you something off your wish list and didn't say who it was this person. Like literally straight up, it was this person. And I feel like with the Star card being here, they literally view you with stars in their eyes. Like you are their ultimate dream, like their wish come true, like everything. And I'm not gonna lie, pile 4, I feel like this is kind of unhealthy on this person's part. They're definitely putting you on a very, very high pedestal and over idealizing you. Not that you're not amazing, but I do feel like this person is just living a little bit in their own fantasy and their own reality, and I feel like they don't really push the boundaries of their fantasy to try to make it a reality because they don't want their reality to be crushed by the truth if you would reject them or something like that. It is also quite possible that you're taken or you're with somebody else or you're just not really interested in that, and I feel like this person, you know, they have these feelings, but I don't know if they would ever act on them. I do feel called to say for some of you though, this person may be the type of person to like kind of be obsessive over people and then they get over it and move on and they don't really say anything and you'll never even really know it happened. But this person does have some kind of limerence energy to them where they want to be more than friends. They want to be something more with you. But I don't know if that's necessarily reciprocated, and I don't even know if you know this person exists. So I feel like for a lot of you, this is kind of an energy where like you kind of just gotta keep doing you, because this person, I think, you're kind of being used as a fantasy tool. And while I feel like this person wants a reality with you, I don't know if I don't know if they're mature enough. Like with this Page of Swords, like this person could be on the younger side. This person could just be very emotionally immature. This person could just lack confidence and just see you more as a fantasy. But I definitely think that they stalk your social media because they literally have such a huge crush on you, and like they stan you. They literally stan you. They simp for you. They feel all sorts of ways about it. And I think that if you have interacted with them, it's been very cordial, no deeper feelings there, no deeper connotations, literally just this could have been somebody just like giving you a compliment and you'd be like, oh, thank you. And they'd be like, oh my God, like Pile 4 said thank you to me. Like, I wonder what that means. Like they definitely read into things a lot. And it kind of seems like they need to heal some wounds around like neglect or abandonment, because I almost feel like they may project this hope that somebody that in their eyes is like really powerful or really successful or really beautiful. Like if they wanted them, then it would give them the validation that they so desperately crave. But I think that that's kind of they're needing to learn that they need to find validation within themselves. I really feel like a lot of this, like giving this reading, it's like you're not really implicated at all in here. This is like all them. Like there's just this person out there that has this whole ass fantasy about you and them like being together and having this life together and things like that, and just treating you like the king or queen you are, and like waiting on you hand and foot and all this stuff, and it's like not really very healthy. And I feel like you're probably being protected from this energy, and like spirit's not really letting you be aware of it. Like it's almost literally like your angels are protecting you from it, because you're like, nah, you don't need this energy in your life. It's not good or healthy for you. Like if you know this person and you know that like, and you have feelings for them and you hope that they might come forward, I do think that would be possible. But for a lot of you, I get the vibe like you either don't know who this person is at all, or you hardly know who this person is, and you would never anticipate it would be this person, because they have just such a straight-laced energy that's very introverted and closed off. So that's really interesting. I wonder, let me know like if you pick this pile, like if you know who this person is or anything like that. But I'm gonna go ahead and finish this reading off with some advice cards for you. This could have something to do with the reading. This could have nothing to do with the reading. I've just kind of been using them as a way to leave you off with something, because a lot of this information is also just like, okay, so there's someone who's really, I will say, I don't feel like you have anything to worry about. I don't think that this person is like dangerous or anything like that. I think that they're just somebody with a lot of fantasies and somebody with a lot of dreams and desires. So Spirit, what advice do you have for pile 4? Okay, we have Miss Moonfang. Create a unique style and own it. What else? We have Jack and Aura. Never miss a chance to dance. That also, dancing, like dancing around in your room and stuff, can be a great way to like let go of any negative energy. So if you find yourself just being stuck in like a shitty energy, like have yourself a little dance party. We also have Piper and the Ghosties. Stand up for what you believe in and never let others steal your joy. I also want to say that if you are a public figure in some way, I feel like this person may have like a fan account of you or a stan account of you, or like may, like if they see anything negative about you, like they will literally like defend you to the death. We also have the Astro Cats, make today an adventure, and we have Ninja with break out of your shell. You were born to shine, and on the back of the deck we have Winnie, Tangles, and Zinfandel, believe in impossible things. So I hope that this reading was informative, pile 4, but I think I'm gonna leave it here. Be sure to check out Tay's video if you haven't. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much for watching my ads. That is the simplest and easiest way to support me, but if you'd like to support me in other ways, you can like this video, you can comment down below, let me know how it resonates. You can subscribe if you haven't already, and click that little bell button to be notified whenever I upload a new reading. Thank you guys so much for being here. Oh yeah, I also have social media, that'll be linked down below. But do be aware there's a lot of scammers impersonating me. I do not offer personal readings, and I will not solicit a personal reading from you in your DMs. Be sure to like go to my Instagram for my YouTube channel, because then you'll know it's me. Anything else? Oh, and I have merch. But yeah, that's all I have. So thank you guys so much for being here and for letting me read your cards. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you're watching this video, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye!